Made it back from Canada where it was snowing to nearly 100 degrees here in Texas on my lease in far western Texas. And hope to take at least one, maybe two does a little bit early and get some venison in the cooler. Just kind of deep fry them a little bit, and tell you what, they're absolutely outstanding.
Welcome to A Sportsman's Life. We're so glad you tuned in to join us for another exciting real-world outdoor adventure right here on A Sportsman's Life.
Made it back from Canada where it was snowing to nearly 100 degrees here in Texas on my lease in far western Texas. And hope to take at least one, maybe two does a little bit early and get some venison in the cooler. Got my Mossberg 7mm PRC with the new Aviant style barrel, the heat releasing barrel, shooting 140 grain ELDX Hornet E Precision Hunter. Got my Stealth Vision scope on it as well too. So here's my commercial for the afternoon. Let's kick back and see what happens. I was looking for a good buck, but at the same time, probably looking to put two does in the freezer this afternoon if I can. Got a copy of 21 scaled or blue quail. Came by just a little while ago, and there's one sitting in a tree right now. Absolutely beautiful bird. Hopefully something besides quail and does will come in this afternoon. It's really hot. Tomorrow's supposed to start clearing. Not clearing, but cooling off sometime during the night. But we'd love to try to take a doe this afternoon if at all possible.
Brought to you by Dallas Safari Club, Conservation, Education, and Hunter Advocacy. Hornaday, accurate, deadly, dependable. Taurus Firearms, maker of the Raging Hunter. Stealth Vision, high-tech precision-driven equipment tailored for the modern hunter.
That's where I put the Vineyard Max yesterday afternoon. I'm hoping one of that big 7-point buck will do that. Find it here a little bit as well too, but they have found the Vineyard Max and they're on it. Was trying to get shot at that 7-point. There's a management buck. He gave me a couple opportunities, but I was trying to get it on camera. I should have just shot him when I found it on camera. He heard me click the safety off and took off at a run, so that's how it goes. If you're just deer hunting, it'd be one thing, but I'm also trying to film everything. And when you try to film everything, sometimes it just doesn't work out. Keep sitting here for a while, the sun's not even up yet. Maybe it'd be something else wandering by. They They did get on the Vineyard Max this morning, but not the buck that I wanted to. There were a couple of spikes and a really young doe, or I couldn't even tell for sure. It may have been a 6-month-old buck, so I held off. I guess we just kick back down and watch and see if anything else comes in. On our property, we've got lots of yearling bucks, indicative of a really good fawn crop last year, and also a lot of 2-year-olds. Same thing. Nice little 6-point there and a spike. My second afternoon on the lease, October the 16th or the 17th, I can't remember. Sitting in a stand where I saw a whole lot of deer last time, but I think they were chased off the open country. Put out about 2 sacks of Vineyard Max, some close to the feeder, some away from the feeder, and hopefully we'll have at least a doe come in this afternoon. Really wanted to shoot a doe, but may end up shooting a buck as well too. If we can go back tomorrow morning to the spot where I was, it's kind of intentions right now is to go back there and to look for that 1-7 point that I saw. He's an older deer, and he kind of needs to come off of here. Not the kind of bucks that we need to be feeding, but he'll eat good. Looking right into the setting sun, but thankfully it's only a little bit. It'll be dropping behind the mountain there. Maybe then something will come in, and if it does, I really hope a doe comes in. I'd like to shoot a doe. Of course, if the right buck came in, that'd be different too. Usually this early in October, we're middle for the month, the does are still dominating the feeders, and it's no big deal to try to shoot some does, but it's gotten to be a big deal. Evidently the rut's going to happen a little bit earlier this year because these bucks are already taking over the feeders. They're dominant there and no toes around. I can take some bucks, but the bucks that I've been looking at are all relatively young. I really need another year or so, and I'm not ready yet to take a good buck, although a really good buck might be different. My time this year on my lease is going to be relatively limited, which I've got a bunch of other hunts coming up that I have to be and do. A couple of them in Oklahoma, a couple of them in Texas, and they're really going to take away from the time that I get to come to this lease and hunt. So if I don't do any good now, I'll have to really hurry up and double up on some days, the few days that I can get here.
A Sportsman's Life is also brought to you by Mossberg, American Built, American Strong, the YO Steakhouse, Catch and Release Apparel, AGM Global Vision, your go-to for thermal hunting scopes and spotters, Pyramid Air, your one-stop shop for everything air guns.
Hello sports fans, Bill Carey with Striper Express with your fishing tip on A Sportsman's Life. For about 30 years we've been offering a complimentary tournament style weigh-in for our groups of 12 and up. We specialize in groups. I do this 3, 4, 5 times a week. We make a big deal out of it. We take your logo and we put it across this photo paper. Striped Bass Fishing Tournament, Lake Texoma, Texas. #1 striper lake in the USA. First place, name, date, and weight. Second place and third place. So we start at third place and we holler for Joe Smith, come on up. You won third place. We give him a certificate and we give him a hunting knife. And he gets the infamous Striper Express Shut Up and Fish t-shirt. A lot of companies sweeten the pie with the prizes, and then we do second place and the knives just get bigger. That is second place. And then of course, when we get to first place, the official blessing. On behalf of the fishing gods of Lake Texoma, you've been deemed the best darn fisherman today. Way to go, Joe Smith. First place, 13 pounds, 4 ounces. And then Joe comes up, they get bigger. First place. And this is a big hit. They get a t-shirt, knife, something you can hang in your office or your man cave. And the bar's been set, that's who you got to beat to knock them off. So I just show you, been doing that for 30 plus years. It's a big hit. We have a lot of fun and so does everybody else. So, this is Bill Carey with Striper Express on A Sportsman's Life. Go catch a fish.
A special thanks to these fine sponsors, Vineyard Max Deer Products, and the Anchor Inn and Marina on beautiful Lake Tawakoni, 1 hour east of Dallas.
It's been a good day. Did not shoot anything, but saw a couple nice bucks this evening. Still have a chance tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to shoot a 7-point if I can find it, or really looking for a couple of does. They've been really hard to come by. What's for supper? Fried pork ribs. Yum, yum. Something I do quite frequently, just kind of salt and pepper. Just kind of deep fry them a little bit, and tell you what, they're absolutely outstanding. One of the beauties about being at a hunting camp, I don't have a guilty conscience whenever I eat something. Maybe back at home, these fried pork ribs, I'd have to have like maybe 1 or 2, but when I'm in hunting camp, half a rack will do for me just fine. Very easy to do. Simply salt and pepper, and then get the grease good and hot, and make sure that you reach a temperature to where the internal temperature is well above 180, and regardless of whether it's wild pork or whether it is domestic pork, it doesn't make any difference. It's going to be good.
my last morning in camp until the next time, but had a full moon all night long last night. It's going to be interesting. There were 10 or 12 or 16 or whatever number of bucks at this one feeder that I'm going to this morning. I've hunted there in the past, and it's going to be interesting to see what we see. There's a 7-point there that if I happen to get a chance at him, I'll probably take him. I'm on a little bit of a tight schedule because I've got to get deer totally taken care of and get back on the road, and I got about a 6-hour drive back home. Have to go to an event this evening that my daughter puts on every year, a charitable event for the Festival Hill, which is a huge facility for all kinds of music artists in Round Top, Texas. And so got to get back for that, helping with that this evening, and I'm going to be there in plenty of time. But going to get out for a little while this morning and see what we can see, and if we see the right one, I'll have to put my magic together pretty quickly in terms of getting him taken care of and broken down and prepared for the trip back home. We'll go out here in just a second and see what we can find. This morning, as I crawled in my stand, had my rifle sitting here to where I could crawl up, carried it up, set it up, went back down, got some more stuff, and I'm crawling in the blind. Somehow I dropped my rifle, or the rifle fell on my stand, and a little bit uncertain, but I thought maybe at 100 yards we still would be good. Enough to where I could kill a doe. Saw the one doe, a bunch of bucks, took a shot. She ran, went and looked for blood. There's no blood. I think I hit just to the left of her, and you know, that shows that you really need to sight your rifle in after you dropped it. So, a lesson relearned. Well, I had to get home early. I guess there's no reason not to leave now, and I'll go sight my rifle in one more time before leaving. Oh Lordy, that's real world hunting.
Folks, this segment was brought to us by Gearhead Archery, Smoke Intex Electric Smokers, Snaplock Hunting Blinds, YO Ranch Headquarters, Ultramatic Feeders, and Catfish Pro. Tune in next week for some more real-world outdoor adventures right here on A Sportsman's Life.